two of the heaviest hitters from Hazbin Hotel and Helluva Boss respectively. Could Alastor the Radio Demon beat Prince Stolas of the Ars Goetia? I feel like this is a matchup that a lot of people have brought up before over the years, and by a lot I mean the small facet of us Helluverse fans who fixate on the fighting / power aspects of the show. Pogs in chat for us fellow freaks. Even got a decent amount of comments over some of my videos asking me to cover this exact topic, which is totally understandable to see why so many people would be interested in this, because it's two fan favorite characters who have been shown to be quite strong in their own right, and this specific matchup is a bit of an interesting one to delve into because it's not completely cut and dry in the sense of, oh, Alastor just automatically wins or Stolas automatically wins, at least from my personal perspective. So to go in alphabetical order here, I'll start with Alastor's strengths.
Oh, this will be fun.
Now that Season 1 of Hazbin has concluded, I think it's safe to say we've gotten quite the good scope of what Alastor is capable of in a fighting scenario. As an Overlord, he's already much stronger than your average Sinner Demon thanks to his high ability to make deals with other Sinners in exchange for their entire souls, or just to do favors for him down the line like he did with Charlie in Episode 7, making complete jokes out of characters like Serpentius, Husk, and those Loan Shark Sinners who tried breaking into the hotel. Even when factoring other Overlords into the equation, he's on the stronger side still, gaining the title as the Radio Demon by taking down handfuls of other notable unnamed Overlords and broadcasting their trapped souls screaming across the entire Pride Ring. He had an unseen fight with Vox in the past, which ended with Vox almost losing, though we don't know exactly how this fight ended yet down to the T. Alastor still fought on equal footing with one of the more notable Overlords in Hell. Then his most notable, of course, being his fight with Adam in Season 1's finale. Yeah, he did end up losing, but he still kept someone like Adam on his toes for a decent bit of time, slamming him into the hotel sign, catching him off guard a bit with his shadow techniques, and dodging many of his close-range axe swings with ease. Perhaps if Al wasn't so prideful and decided to use angelic steel just like almost everyone else was doing on his side, he could have ended up severely wounding Adam the same way he got severely wounded. Alastor's base level is tricky because of all the different transformations he seems to undergo depending on the situation he's in, but his shadow tentacles and his giant version of himself seem to have the most attacking power. There's also his shadow voodoo shield thing that can cover a large building level circumference that's durable enough to keep out hundreds of regular exorcists. This was something I already stood by in my Vox video, but after episode 5 and onward aired, there's no doubt in my mind Alastor can clear buildings and likely scale to around small town level at the very least with what we've seen so far. Speed wise, we could probably put him around hypersonic or something. Definitely not speed of light since he couldn't dodge Adam at the end of their fight, so hypersonic or so, you know, it seems fair. Durability's pretty good too. Granted, the only time Al has gotten seriously injured on screen so far is against Adam, but the fact that the direct slice from an angelic weapon wasn't enough to kill him outright means he's noticeably more durable than the average demon and probably average Overlord. The very end of the finale seemed to imply Alastor does have some kind of regeneration powers too, since he was able to reunite with the rest of the Hazbin crew towards the end of the finale song and looked totally normal again. Unless the guy somehow went to a doctor off screen, there's no other explanation I can think of other than having some kind of regen factor at play. Now, for Stolas, one thing I want to get out of the way real quick, because I feel like this is going to be brought up in one way or another if it's not mentioned now. It feels like many run with the idea Stolas is objectively stronger because of that BLM charity live stream that happened, I think 3.5 years ago, where Viv gave a not super confident answer to a question about Stolas being stronger than Al.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Stolas though.
No!
But I don't know.
But she did follow up saying their powers are extremely different, so it's hard for her to say for sure. Also, the idea of Stolas being a higher ranked demon in Hell is completely irrelevant. That's another thing it seems like a small percentage of people like to roll with, is the idea that if you're higher ranked in Hell's demonic hierarchy, that automatically makes you stronger than someone lower than you. At this point, characters like Striker showing off what he can do alone, and not even factoring others in, should have been more than enough to prove higher social status doesn't automatically equal broken strength. Either way, Stolas has been shown to be one of the most capable characters from Helluva Boss. The only other characters that stand higher than him are probably the few of the 7 deadly sins we've met so far. As Striker's a weird one because if that guy doesn't have angelic steel imbued weaponry on him, then Stolas probably just hard clears him. Stolas, in terms of attacking potency, hasn't really had many things to go off of when you get right down to it. Like, his skill set and his use of his powers isn't something that really causes any kind of collateral damage to an environment where we can attempt to compare it to a large area. It's a lot of either using the environment environment around him to take someone down, or using his own innate technique to take one down in a very, for lack of a better word, clean manner. In terms of speed, these two are probably about the same. Stolas was able to dodge a few of Stryker's holy bullets, but also did get caught by the special lasso shortly after. To me, it feels very comparable to Al dodging Adam and then getting sliced at the end.